Alright guys, thank you very much today for joining me. This is a very special video. This is the celebration of 100 subscribers. Well, I think right now we're at like 103 or 104 or something like that. I don't know, I've been working a lot, so I really haven't gotten a chance to really pay attention. The uploads that are coming up are things that I've had pre-recorded. I'm going to have to catch that back up. I'm definitely behind. Anyway, this is 100 subscribers. I was notified of that. Thank you all for subscribing. I really appreciate that. This is Eagle Eye Gaming here today. And today, I've got some other special stuff in store for you. Mainly because I don't want to just pop on here and be like, yo, thanks guys, appreciate it, bye. No. So, what I do appreciate is the fact that we have 100 subscribers of good community members. Everybody's still very, very coherent and nice within the comments, which I respect. I very much like that I get the feedback. I'm getting more feedback now, which is awesome, because without feedback, I can't make this channel any better or worse. Well, I'm sure I could always make it worse, but still. We're doing fantastic, and that I like, and I don't need these on right now. Okay, so what? We started off and my video's audio was crap. That got fixed. I've been told that my videos were missing some things. We fixed that. And like I said, now I really like where we're at because I'm consistently getting feedback, and that's awesome. So from you guys, you've been incredibly helpful in helping this channel grow. I do really, really, really appreciate everybody who's taken the time to actually view it and watch, and the watch time's going up through the roof. The view time, or the view count, is going up, and hopefully this channel just keeps growing. That's kind of the plan of it. We are going to continue to do Let's Plays. We'll mix other stuff in over time, but for the most part, no, this is going to be just a Let's Play channel, and let's sit back and have some fun and do what we're going to do, and that's what the channel is based on. It's based off of trying to make you guys laugh, which is awesome, and you guys have been really helpful in making this grow. So again, this is all on you. I've said it before, this channel's growth, where this channel goes, that's up to you guys. I just sit here and make videos. I'm just a guy that points at the camera, laughs at a video game, yells at something, and you guys either like it or you don't, and you let me know, and I really appreciate that. So anyway, we're, like I said, okay, so we're at 103 subscribers right now. I just looked. Sorry. We're at 103 subscribers. That's freaking amazing. I did not expect this channel to really take. I figured it would get up there eventually, but it's going at a very quick pace for what I expected. So I'm very happy with this. So again, thank you guys for the subscriptions. Thank you for watching. Thank you for viewing. Thank you for being here through video after video. The ups and downs of all my videos, all this stuff. It's freaking amazing. But because it's the 100th subscriber, I wanted to do something just a little bit extra, because I don't want to just post up, like I said, a thank you and a bye and whatever. So for this video, I've decided to go over 10 things that you may or may not know about me. Now, most people probably know the first one, but I made a little list of 10 things that I thought were interesting enough to kind of bring up and put up here, and 10 just odd things that you may or may not know. So the first thing is, I was in the Army. I joined 2012, 2011, somewhere in there. But I joined, and I was originally a 92 Alpha with a logistics background, and I did a couple tours, so on and so forth. Not really a great story, but I was in the Army. It was definitely an experience. A lot of people ask me if I would go back. My answer is always going to be no. Do I regret doing it? No, not really, but it wasn't all it was caught up to be. So I try to kind of stay out of political business now because of that. There's been a whole lot of things that have really gone on that I'm just, I'll worry about me and do my own thing. After the military, a lot of my outlooks have changed, a lot of things changed, and I'm currently kind of working my way back up. So I'm more mature now than I was then, and the things that have happened over that course have made me that way. And no, I don't regret it. I've made some really fantastic friends. I've met some really fantastic people that have helped me exponentially, and even just doing this. So Yes. Yes, I was in the Army. Yes, I got my honorable discharge. Yes, I would definitely probably not suggest it for anyone. Just because it wasn't something that I thought was going to be what it was. It was fantastic for the experience, but past that, I would not go back. That's first thing. Number two, I am actually legitimately terrified of water. I don't drink water. I take showers only because it's like a necessary thing, but I can't take a bath. I don't swim. I won't get in an ocean. I barely just got to the point where I'll go out on a lake on a boat and fish, but really, I am honestly terrified of water. I can't tell you a legitimate reason why I'm actually terrified of water, but I am horrified of it. It's a massive body of something that's got uncontrollable, unbelievable power, and there's a lot of things in it that want to eat you. That's just my opinion. I mean, like, you go into the ocean, there's a lot of things in there that are a lot bigger than me, and I kind of don't like that. And I don't like that I can't see them coming. And, yeah, water just... no, it's terrifying to me. Literally, if I think it's hydrophobic, is kind of about the level of terrification for water. I don't even like being sprayed with the hose. So, yeah. That's the second real big thing about me. You may or may not have known. It's funny, I dye my hair blue with the color of water, but I like the color blue, I just terrified of water. Okay, so my third weird thing about me, and this is kind of something that developed as a kid, I don't know why. I hate feet. I hate the look of them. I hate everything about them. I hate my own feet. I don't understand why people need them, why they're shaped that way. It's all about the shape of feet too. Like, some people don't bother me so much, but really, feet just gross me out. They're absolutely the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my life, including my own. And especially men's feet. Just please, for God's sake, put shoes on. That's kind of where I'm at with it. They gross me out. They're sausages with little stubby sausages attached, and they just, I don't know, they don't look natural to me, and there's just something. I've always hated feet, probably always will. I don't like them. I don't even like looking at my own feet. You can ask my wife. Heck, I will not go out anywhere without a pair of socks on, or most of the time I've got shoes on. Like, now I've still got shoes on. I can't stand feet. It's weird. I don't know. My weird thing. Number 4 as well. This one was kind of cool. Back in, I think it was like late middle school, early high school, I did a lot of BMX racing, like the pedal bike kind of racing stuff. I did a lot of that, and I actually almost got sponsored by Fox, which was pretty sweet. If I hadn't broken my leg, I probably would have made it there, and I would have never been sitting here. Or I would have been sitting here doing other types of videos instead of Let's Plays. But yeah, I used to race I had a red line racing bike that cost me $600, and I mowed lawns forever trying to make it, or make enough to get it, and it was like the greatest thing I ever bought. And yeah, it was cool. Like, I used to go across the track racing the bike, and I don't know if I was ever really that good at it, but I felt like I was pretty good at it. And yeah, like I said, had I not broke my leg, the sponsorship with Fox, I would have been able to race for Fox. So that's cool. So that was probably the most interesting thing about my life, that I missed out on an opportunity, and that happens. So let's see. Oh, okay, so we're on number 5 here. Now, I know I've never really pointed out where I'm from or where I've come from, but I was originally born here in Michigan, which is where I'm currently at. I'm not going to tell you where in Michigan because, yeah. Anyway, I was born in Michigan and raised, believe it or not, in Tucson, Arizona. So we're 120 degrees. Sounds hot. Coming back to Michigan, it really is quite weird, because Michigan weather will get to 90 degrees with a 90% humidity, and it's hot. Like, miserable hot. You get out of the shower and you're like, Monday I took a shower, it's Friday, I'm still not dry. They got mushrooms growing in places they never should be. So Arizona's a little bit different. It literally, you'll hear this probably all the time from anybody from Arizona. They'll tell you it's a dry heat. And what that means is you'll be at 120 degrees with like 2% humidity. It's completely tolerable. It's not the best thing ever, by all means. It's still hot. It's just, it's not like you're smoldering, sticky, frying. You're just hot. So yeah, a dry heat is much more tolerable in my opinion as well than this humid, wet heat. Like if it hits above 80, 85 degrees, I'm sitting inside. I'm not even going out there anymore. I'm done. It gets too hot, too uncomfortable, too sticky, and yeah. So I was raised in Arizona, and then we moved to North Carolina, and I joined the military and went all over the place, and ended up back here in Michigan. That's where I'm from. Number 6 is, oh, this one's fun. So, as much as I may look like a gamer type and all that, I actually went to school for horticulture and plant science. I got a certification, or a technical certification in landscape design, horticulture, and plant science, which means that basically I can tell you a lot about flowers. I know that's really weird, but I like playing in the garden, and I like the flowers, and I like the way things work like that. So yes, I can tell you that echinacea is used for medical use. Its main properties are used for cough syrups, NyQuil, things like that. I can tell you how to grow it. I can tell you how to make it from seed. I can grow a lot of things from seed. I have tropical plants upstairs outside that we just recently got rid of because they're heavily poisonous to dogs. And yeah, I like my dogs more than I like my plants. But yeah, we've got tropical plants that I grew from seed out there, and they are called dragonwing begonia. Then we have Solanostenum excluroides. If you've ever heard of that, it's actually called Cullis. It's a plant native to North Carolina. Yep, like I said, I know flowers, and it's weird, but it's something that piqued my interest for a long time, and I like landscaping, and I like doing it. So I know I probably don't look like the type that would be doing that, but yeah, I like horticulture. So that was something I went to school for. And yeah. Used to. Oh, I got my little list here as well that tells me my 10 things, because it took me a while to figure out 10 interesting things about me that I thought would be interesting enough to share with you guys. And it's really kind of fun when you do this, because you look at yourself and you're like, whoa, I'm pretty cool. Like, wow, I'm a boring person. And then other people look at you and they're like, dude, you're cool. And I'm sitting here going, yeah, I'm so cool. I sit in a basement, I record video games, and I work. There's really nothing interesting about me. So to really find this, it took me like, I had to bring in like 4 other people to be like, what? It's 10 things that would be remotely interesting about me, or even something worth mentioning. So number 7 here is, oh, this was a lot of fun. I actually remember this. I had a kid that I'll tell you that story in a moment, but I used to bake cakes, and not like little happy birthday pipe on the whatever. No, I used to bake like wedding cakes, like big fancy cakes with a fondant. You make the little roses, stick them in there, like amazingly cool cakes. I made like for a church event back when I was in North Carolina. I made for, what was that group anyway? It was a group back in North Carolina. It was like a youth center thing. I made a cake for that, and I made the Whoville mountain into a Christmas present. So the cake like leaned off to the side, and it had a bow, and it had like all the little guys like the Grinch, Cindy Lou Who, and all those people. I used to make really cool cakes like that, and that was right around the same time I was doing horticulture, but I didn't know quite what I wanted to get into, so I started kind of just picking up here and there and baking cakes and making scratch cakes from like German chocolate cakes from scratch. I did some pound cakes, some lemon pound cakes, and I found that lemon pound cake, actually, believe it or not, it doesn't have to be lemon, but pound cake works the best for royal icing, not tearing it apart when you're trying to put the fondant on it. But yeah, I used to bake these cakes, and I remember going to my little brother's school when I was doing it, and I made a cake for their school, and came in, and this little kid at the time, like, when you do something that you like to do, it doesn't offend you when somebody says something about it. But this kid tried to like insult me or something, I guess, and he came running across the school and he's like, "You're the cake baker! Oh my god, you're the cake baker! Ha!" I was like, "Yep, that's what I do. I make money selling cakes." So yeah, like I guess I crushed his day or something, but yeah, it's just one of those funny moments to me. It was a funny story for me. So. Yeah, I used to make like super grand wedding cakes, and I love doing it, but it's just as you get older, it's super hard on the wrist and it's super hard on the joints, and everything really kind of hurts by the end of it. So you just, I just kind of stopped doing it, and it's expensive to do and leaves a big mess. And I do it every now and then if I'm feeling kind of like Sprite or chipper, or just kind of want to do it, or if I really like somebody, I'll do it for them. But for the most part, I don't get into it too much anymore, which I really should. But oh, yeah. So number 8 is probably the same thing that everybody can probably say, but it was like something somewhat interesting. I used to be in marching band and jazz band back when I was in high school, and it was super fun. I was lead saxophone player in jazz band, and I used to play, believe it or not, the bells, the and I have no drumming capability whatsoever. I can play a little bit of guitar, but really I was a woodwind person. I could play clarinet, the saxophone, soprano sax, baritone sax, tenor sax. I was mostly on the tenor saxophone when I did that, but yeah, I was back in high school. I used to think I was super cool because I could play in a jazz band and I could play in the marching band. And looking back at some of those videos, I really kind of sucked in marching band, but I didn't do half bad in jazz. So, yeah, if I could ever get a hold of an alto saxophone again, maybe I'd pick that up. But it's been a while, so I'm sure I'd suck now. Number 9. Here's a fun one. So during my time in the military, my parents and my family had opened up an estate sale company. Now, if you don't know what an estate sale is basically where somebody calls, they're either moving, downsizing, or somebody passed away and needs to liquefy their stuff. So what we do is we would come in and we'd basically turn your house into a retail store. So yeah, I used to be like a co-owner of all that, so that was pretty cool. I got to sit back and kind of, once I got out of the military, I got into that, and it's a lot of heavy lifting. It's a lot of horrible, like you're looking at your phone 24/7 trying to find price matching and things like that. But you basically get to go into somebody else's home and find out all of their secrets and there's the stuff they had hidden, and go through literally every drawer, every cubby, everything in their house, and turn it into a sale. So yeah, I used to do that. The company's name was Green and Company, and that was a small little family business that we had for a while. And I mean, things happened and we eventually shut it down, but it was definitely a very interesting process, and it caused you to really respect a lot of things. When you went through, you respected people's stuff. You learned a lot about antique furniture and what certain items are worth something versus what are duplicates. So yeah, it was definitely kind of fun. So yeah, Green and Company estate sales, we used to do it, but definitely some good memories there, and some broken backs. So finally, the 10th thing about me, I thought I'd share this story with you because I thought this was, I saved this one for last because I thought it was like the best thing about me. If you don't know, I'm married, and I'm very happily married. I'm actually on my 1-year anniversary. We just had the celebration today. So Private Panda, if is in a lot of my videos, that's my wife. So the funny part about that is when I first, we got married a year ago now, and when I first met her, it was the day that I had told them that I was going to marry her. So I was starting a new job at a retail store, and my wife was working there. And the day I went in for, I think it was my first day there. No, it was my interview. I went in for my interview and I got caught by one of the managers, and I was standing there talking to the manager as he was going through and showing me around the store and telling me how things were operated and where things came from and this, that, and the other. And, you know, the basic mumbo jumbo of any kind of starting position. So I was sitting in the store and we walked past Private Panda at the time, and I had stopped dead in my tracks, and without even missing a beat, I looked at the manager at that time and told him I was going to marry her. And yeah, I like to joke around with her now and tell everybody that I stuck her in a trunk, and I bagged her up in a big old Santa bag and stuck her in a trunk and tried to drive her out of state and like force her to marry me. But really, it just worked out that we were a perfect couple, and I don't know. We worked well together, and when I said I was going to marry her, I really meant it. It was literally one of those love at first sight things, and yeah. So that's what ended up happening. Me and my wife have now been together for a year, and like I said, I'm very happy with it. And yeah, our meeting was just perfect. It was just the funniest look because the manager had told me, she's got a boyfriend. You're never gonna do that, and yeah, right, and whatever, man. And then it was probably 7 or 8 months later we got married. So, yeah, pretty proud of that. Actually, that's like the most proud thing I've got in my life. Aside from really doing YouTube and fighting on a constant basis to take care of my family, my wife is like the pride of it. She's the backbone. She's the support. She does all of this stuff, and I don't think without her I would even be sitting here telling you a story or putting a YouTube channel together or any of that. So yeah, that's the story, and it's been a year and we're still pretty happy. We got 2 daughters, and yeah, so on and so forth. So we're doing good, and I'm quite happy with it. And she pushes me to do a lot more than I would normally do, because when you're married, it takes a whole new aspect. You really do focus on taking care of the family unit and making sure that the wife is okay and that you're going to be financially okay. So I don't know. Being with her has helped me grow up in ways that I can't even explain. But I would not trade being with the wife to go back to being single at all for the world. I would, like, there's no comparison. Life with her is just better. So, yeah. Those are the 10 things that you may or may not have known about me, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, thank you guys for the 100 subs. I know we're going to grow. I know we're going to keep doing this, and if I'm not doing well enough, please, by all means, point it out to me. Point out things that you like about the channel and you may not like about the channel, and feel free to suggest things you want to see happen. I'm always open to suggestions. I like feedback. I like communicating with you guys. I like being interactive. So, by all means, go ahead and try and talk to me, and I will answer you. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked that video, go ahead and slap the crap out of the like button. Don't forget to hit the notification bell and the subscribe button. That way, every time I update a video, you get pinged with it. And I will see all of you guys in the next video. Bye-bye!